Hello, I am Dean Engle, and I will be reading A Perfectly Gothic House by me, and this was published in the 9th issue of the Anna. I would like to thank the entire staff of the Anna for choosing this piece and publishing it, and I wish I could be there today. All right. A Perfectly Gothic House by Dean Engle, who is me. It's a perfectly Gothic house, the realtor told me. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 3 kitchens, a pantry, a tornado cellar, a basement, a dungeon, a widow's walk, a weather vane, an attic, half a roof, 9 secret passages, and 54 closets. Also, 68 bay windows, each with a single pane of glass and 3 deep claw marks. The house wolf keeps trying to get out, the realtor told me, but he never mastered windows. Stupid wolf. Does the house wolf come with the house? I asked. There's a perfectly Gothic doghouse in the backyard. The doghouse was a quarter-size model of the main house, with 1 bedroom, half a bath, 3/4 of a kitchen, a quarter of a pantry, a quarter of a tornado cellar, a quarter of a basement, a quarter of a dungeon, a quarter of a widow's walk, and a quarter of a weather vane. There was 1/8 of a roof, 2 1/4 secret passages, 3 1/2 closets, and 17 bay windows. There was also an in-law apartment. Don't worry, if you buy the property, they become your in-laws. I don't want in-laws. No one does, the realtor smiled. Her teeth were dazzlingly white and filed into 2 pinpricks as sharp as her red blazer. The murder pit was in the foyer, which I appreciated. Everyone is always saying how they want high ceilings, but I've always preferred deep floors. The man in the pit seemed nice enough. He asked for rope, but the realtor told me it was a trap. There were more snakes than I expected. I knew there would be some snakes, but there were more than I could have hoped for. What a deal! How many ghosts live in this house? I asked. None, the realtor told me. Ghosts aren't alive. She had me there. The clock rang, 12 long strikes, big booming bongs that shook the creaky floor and sent the snakes slithering away. The sun was out. It's always midnight here, no matter what your digital watch says, the realtor told me. The realtor showed me the library. There were books in it. Some were non-fiction. I shuddered. She showed me the kitchen next. The sink ran with blood, not water. I guess I'll have to buy a filter. The vampire came down to get some decaf coffee. The real stuff keeps me up at day. He was wearing a flannel cape and little bat slippers. I didn't know I'd have a roommate, I said to him. He shrugged. I work the graveyard shift. You'll hardly ever see me. And with that, he turned into a bat and flew away, leaving his half-drunken mug of decaf coffee for me to clean up. The monster. I walked up the widow's walk and said hello to the widow. She was too busy pacing back and forth to notice. I think she had to get her steps in. A woman in white ran into the first bedroom, screamed at the top of her lungs, and ran out. A man with an axe followed and asked where the woman had gone. She ran in and out. How did you miss her in the hallway? The man with the axe began to cry. Please don't treat me like that. I was just asking. The woman in white ran back into the room and stabbed him in the neck. Last time I offered to help chop firewood, said the man with the axe, before falling to the 4-poster bed and bleeding out. The vampire walked back down and refilled his reusable water bottle with the man's blood. The real horror is single-use plastic, he said, wiping a drop of blood from the corner of his mouth. The basement was full of skeletons playing poker. One knocked on the table to check, and its fingers fell off. The skeleton next to them was kind enough to get up and fetch the superglue. The first skeleton used the opportunity to peek at the other's cards. None of them had eyes. I found a priest in the upstairs bathroom. He kept muttering, God save us, God save us, God save us, 10% on car insurance. The attic was full of sand. The guest bedroom was crawling with snakes. They had grown legs since I arrived and became lizards. With luck, they may soon grow wings and be dragons. The clock struck midnight a second time, and a voice started screaming. Don't worry, the realtor said. That's just the anti-ghost. How many ghosts don't live here? No ghosts don't live here. Not since the ghost murder. This is the story She told me, once this was a happy house full of ghosts. They unlived together, and every so often someone would die horribly in the home and join their ranks. A woman fell down the stairs and broke her neck. Another man dropped his phonograph in the bathtub. A child roller skated into the fireplace. Dozens of ghosts, dozens of stories, all unliving together. But then, one day, a ghost serial killer came in and stabbed them all back to life. It was a senseful, untragedy. I closed my eyes and felt the pain of this deeply unhaunted house. The doorbell rang. I went to open it. There was a realtor there. He had a red blazer and a business card and everything. "I'm your realtor," he said. "I'm sorry I'm late." I looked for my real realtor. She had vanished. I smiled and made a bid on the perfectly Gothic house. 10,000 above asking price.